shut my door.
All right, the floor.
Okay, are you gonna go? Yeah, you need to go back to your. Hi. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Michael Floyd. We're here to. I'm here with Jennifer Sullivan, and we're here to talk about graphic organizing. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Michael Floyd. We're here to. Sorry about that. We're here to talk about graphic organizing with Popplet. And if you can't hear us, I had to turn some sound down. Just let us know. I'm a second grade teacher at Lister Elementary. The technology that I have in my classroom will be not a class set. We're about 2-to-1 iPad ratio in here, but they're shared throughout the grade level. We have 4 desktop computers for the students. We have the 1 teacher iPad, and then we have 2 coding robots as well in class. And so I'll let Jennifer explain what she has in her classroom.
Pretty much the same thing. We just have 1 robot for our whole school though, but we have 30 class sets of iPads in our carts. But
We're going to talk a little bit about Popplet and what it is. It's a graphic organizer that can be shared throughout the classroom. The kids are able to collaborate with each other, add things to it. It's pretty much limitless in what you want to do with it. KWL charts, anything like that. It takes away the paper pencil, but it allows them to add photographs. It allows them to draw on their presentation and do pretty much anything they would like to do with the graphic organizer. I'm going to show you some samples of what we use in class, how we go about it, and how to share it with the teacher. I know that's probably a thing. How do I get it off the iPad to the teacher? It's pretty simple what we do there. I would like to say that when we talk about the ISTE standards, what it goes with, it could pretty much touch on all of them, just depending on how you use it in your classroom. The substitution piece, if you don't want them to do it on paper pencil, if you want them to get out there and actually just get in there and to create it, collaborate with each other, they can share it amongst the other groups. So it kind of hits on at least 3 of them. And that's the thing where if we're trying to get technology into the classroom and kids are allowed to kind of go wild with it a little bit, add pictures, add videos. So there's a lot more to it than just.
Can't hear.
Let's keep looking. Let's see. Well, I'm gonna try to fix the sound. Get a lot of echo in here and see if we can take care of that. All right, can you hear me now? 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 Let me get rid of that. All right, did the sound ever work?
Check your Google, check your Hangout, make sure you don't have your microphone muted. Up there at the top.
No, we're good. We're good there. Can you still not hear?
She's not responding.
All right, we'll just keep going. All right, I'm going to go into showing you how to
Okay.
use.
Brian can hear us.
Right here. Okay.
And they're good.
Not good. We're going to go into showing how we can use Popplet in the classroom. There is a app version. There's also a web-based version of the things that it's very similar. Just the collaboration piece might be a little bit harder if you're using it on a desktop than you are on an iPad. I'm going to share this screen so you can see what we have. And what you can see now is my iPad and the things that Popplet will offer. I'll go over it a little bit, let you see the different tools, the different settings that are there. One of them the kids always like to do, start off is just the color of their Popplet, which one they want to go with. They always try to usually go with the brighter colors. And all it'll really do is change the background. You can change the bubbles and things like that if you're wanting a group to use it. Different groups, different kids can pick different colors of their Popplet. So all you would do is double tap on your screen and the Popplet will show up. And so there are 4 different buttons that they can use. You can change the color of your Popplet, like I said. So if we wanted to change it to pink, if you wanted 3 people to answer, you could have 3 people put in 3 different colors. So we'll keep ours with the blue for right now. You can add text. So if you wanted to add anything that you wanted there, if you wanted this to be your bubble map or anything like that, and that's what we'll do is we'll create a kind of a circle map and just show you how those things we can use the different settings on here to actually show you there. There are some text things that you can do. You can make the text larger. You can make it smaller. You can align it to the left. You can align it to the right. You can align it to the center. We'll make the text bigger so people can see here. All right, and so if we're just talking about our webinar today, and I'll put the date. You can make them a little bigger there. So if we're talking about the webinar, we're going to talk about the different tools. There's a drawing feature on here as well. You can pick the color for that. So if you wanted to draw something, you could. Also, if you wanted to, they could clear it so it doesn't have to stay there. If you would like to add photos, you can do that as well. You hit the little photo button, and you can either take the photo or you can open a library. And so some of the things we do when we talk about weathering and erosion, we go outside. They take a photo while they're there, and it'll save it onto their Popplet. But I'll take one out of the library here. Sorry, you can see what happens when your kid gets a hold of it at home. So it'll let you rotate it. You can turn it right or left, and we're just going to put that in there. And so now we have our photo in there. It's fairly simple, very user-friendly here. If you want to add another Popplet, you'll just click on one of the white buttons that go around. You click on that, and it'll open up another one. If you want to move back, you can actually move these any way that you want to, and they have the connecting lines there. So if you're doing a KWL or if you're doing anything like that. You can move them throughout. So if you wanted to go ahead and put in 3, you could. And you can make them larger, smaller, move them around. Very, like I said, very user friendly to get all these going. So if we wanted to do our KWL, and it'll move around. And a lot of times the kids will add things that they don't really need to add, and so they can actually go back if they've put too many, and just it'll ask if they want to delete, and they can hit delete and it'll go away. You can do that pretty much. You can do that on every single one of them. And we were talking about the different colors. If you wanted to do the KWL and the kids were trying to fill in different ones for different students, they can do that as well. And so this would give them 3 options if you had 3 kids, 4 kids, however many that you needed to actually go through and show what they needed, what they were talking about. So if we're talking about the webinar, and say I needed to talk about 3 different things that went with it, we could do that as well. And so we could talk about Popplet was there, and then we could go in and we could talk about the things that it allowed us to do. Can add another one if we wanted to. We could say and so this would give me an idea, and I'm going to show some examples that we did with my kids last year, and just the different ways that we can use that. So I'm going to pull one up. I'm going to blank this for a second. Go back to here. Here's an example of some of the Popplets that we've done. Here's one my 2nd graders, they went and looked for. They went and looked for different types of weathering and erosion, and they just put it in. This was something that they did. They went and they actually took the pictures of everything. We walked around the school. So and they put on here, this is a picture of frost weathering. I'm not 100% sure if it's frost weathering, but hey, they were using the terms that we needed them to use. And so that's the part about it that really makes it kid friendly for them. They can go and they can pick what they need to pick. They can add different text features to all of this. It's a really neat app for them to have, for you to have in the classroom. And here's another one that they did. It's pretty much, they're kind of a free choice. There wasn't a lot of me telling you what you needed to do or anything like that. They kind of went out there and found what they needed to, put the pictures in, and brought it back. Let's see if I can find some other ones that we did. And so these were last year. This was comparing 2 characters, Marcel and Farfalina, and this is the way for them to compare and contrast. They did the character traits for them. She likes the pond. He went south. So pretty much things that we could do, pencil, paper, they were able to do this and share it with me. I will show you how we share them from here. When you export, oh, sorry, let me go back. I'm going to go to settings real fast and show you some things. You can, make new Popplets. The copy Popplet, the cut, the paste, those are when you select them. So if we had it selected, you could go in and you could copy and paste one if they wanted to. Selecting the Popplets, if you wanted to view them all, you can hit the button. It'll make them to where they all show up in the screen. You have more Popplets if you wanted to. There's a paid version. You know, with being here at school, we can really only use the free version. They're here at school, unless you want to buy it and put it on your own iPad. So if we wanted to export, we would hit the export button, and we could. This is where it gets a little tricky for the kids because they don't have email access in I don't know if they have it in middle school. I don't know if they have it in the high school, but the email access, since it's limited, they would go and they would save it. And then it would go into your photo library. And then when you wanted to, if you wanted to send it to the teacher, sorry, I didn't mean to put that there. You would go back to your library and you would click on it, and then you would share. And then the best way that I found to do it would be to airdrop it. And so we have someone here, and I can send this to them if they wanted to. I'll send it to myself there, and it'll send it to them, and I can pull it up, and then I can save it and let them know that I've received it. And so it's a process to teach them how to save some of these things, and that's the thing where it takes a little bit of time, and I think that's where some people get afraid of what they're actually doing. I like this tool because I'm able to let them kind of go free. They can send it to me whenever they're finished. And so we walk around, we're looking at what they're doing. And when they're done, they can send it right to me. And they can also send it from iPad to iPad. And that's how we can share it. Once you send it, though, the only thing is you can't edit it. It'll send us a picture. They'll get to view it, but they can't edit after that. So if they're collaborating on it and you have that group, they have to make sure that they're done with it before they send it out, because if they send it out before they're done, they're going to have to go back into it, edit it in Popplet, and then resend it. And so that's one of the things you just have to make sure that they're really looking at before they send it. A couple of other things with Popplet. I've tried to, I think the paid version would allow you to change them. Right now they're just the rectangles. If you have the paid version on your iPad, it would allow you to actually have circles or triangles or anything else that you would need. And so that would help you, I think, a lot more with compare and contrast. Really, I use these as KWLs, a lot of things where they're trying to do character traits or anything like that. Really, it's something that they can do here. If you want to do the compare and contrast, then you're going to have to do the paid version. And I know at $4.99 it's kind of pricey, but it's a good one to have in the classroom for sure. I'm going to clear all of them. If they, by any chance, they make this mistake and they clear all, they're gone. There's not an undo on the iPad version. There is an undo on the web version, if you want to look at that. And that would be an account where you can share from the web version as well. So again, to create the Popplet, you'll double tap and it'll pop up, and you can make it larger, smaller, whatever you need to do to get your information in. Change the color would be the button on the left. Any of those colors that you can assign those to different groups. Add your text, again, smaller, larger. You can change the text. If you hit this, it should change it to go with your scheme that you have. Oh, no. To change the text, it's going to have to be the web version, and then you can do your drawing with the pen, and you can add different images here. If I'm not sure that if there are any other questions, feel free to email me. My email, if you need it, is mwfloyd@garlandisd.net. And I believe if you send me an email, I can answer any of the questions that you have. Other things that we have, there's some district provided things that you could go and look at if you need some other technology resources. Atomic Learning is a really good one. If you have Discovery on the iPad or Discovery Education on the desktop, it's a really good one to use. Use your library resources, Pebble Go, the Encyclopedia Britannica. They can go and actually pull pictures from there to put into their Popplet if you needed them to. Now, are there any? Oh, good. There's some questions. I'm going to look at the questions and see what we have here. All right, so looking at some of the questions, do you have to create an account? You do have to create the account if you do the online version. If you use the web-based, the light version, you do not. If you use the paid version, you do need to have the account because you can share between the iPad and the web version if you need to. Are there any other questions from anyone?
It's a library of Popplets.
Hmm?
A library of Popplets. I think so. Not on the app.
Is it a library of Popplets?
Mhm.
There is some examples if you go to the web version that will show you some of the different ideas people have used. I had it pulled up. Anything else? Any other questions?
Nothing. I see.
Trying to think too.
Can you show them the version?
Okay. I'm going to pull up the web version real quick for you. This is the web version, and this allows you to do a lot more. The Popplet at school, there's a, make sure that when you do it, there's a Popplet for school and there's a Popplet for work as well. So it'd be a little different. I'm gonna log in here. Is that it's a free account, so you don't have to worry about paying for anything on the that version. So we can see on that. I'll pull up the web version real fast for you. All right, and so there are some examples. I don't know if that would give you. And these are just some of the examples. New York, they went on a trip to New York, and so they used they just put some of the things that they were doing while they were in New York. Let's see. You can, on the web version, you can actually zoom out and still, you can do the view all, have a full screen. This is one of the ones that, with it being on the iPad, you get rid of some of the other stuff that you don't really need. I'm gonna go back. And so here we are, same thing, just a little different. Just you'd have to make a new Popplet. You can name your Popplet, so the settings look a little different here, and then you can pick the color as well. Just want to do blue, and then we'll make it so we'll get there. Same thing. You double click on the screen, your Popplet will appear. The web version makes it a little easier to move around. Using the mouse, you don't have to use your finger. Some of the kids are still kind of challenged when they have to use their finger there. You can change the same thing. It's basically the Popplet on the web is pretty much the same thing as the Popplet on the iPad. Just your sharing capabilities are a little bit different. You can make it public. You can add a collaborator where 2 people could work on it. So if you had 2 kids working different desktops, they could do this. You could collaborate with the student as well. If you wanted to, you could share it Facebook or Twitter or anything like that. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email if you need to. Jennifer would be happy to answer any questions that you have. Before we leave, if you would like to, you could follow us on Twitter. Mine would be at Floyd's Second, and that's at FLOYDS2ND. And Jennifer can share hers with you as well.
It's JEN 92574.
And I guess before we're done, if there's any other questions, Jennifer's going to share the link.
92. That's okay.
She's going to share the link with you to get the CPE credit. If you would like to fill that out, and that way you get your hours worth of credit.
It changed it. Sorry. That's supposed to be CPE.
The link is good.
Okay. The link works. It just, yes. Autocorrect is fun.
Just wanting to see if there's anybody that has any other questions before we sign off here. And just before this is actually done, this one that you're seeing was actually done the other day. I let my 2 GT kids kind of start, and they're not quite done yet, so they're gonna have to go back in and redo what they started on, but they were having a good time with it. They kind of I let them go and just walk around the school, see if they could find the different types of energy that we have in the building. I think our time has come to an end. Thank you for viewing this with us. We appreciate it. We will have another one in about 3 weeks, I believe, and that will be on Animoto, and you can sign up to that one through Sketch, and it'll be Animoto. So thank you very much, and you'll have a great day.